Hi. It would be honest to admit that all things exist by a power outside of ourselves. And even those things that we hold ourselves as being responsible for or of a significant amount of importance to it, even that is a result of a power without. And so we acknowledge that that power exists. We acknowledge that we are here. These are undeniables. We acknowledge that there are certain things that are common amongst us that we all desire: food, clothing, shelter, housing, education, health care, and jobs. We all want these things. Every last one of us want these things. And we want those things because those things are significant in each of our lives, in human lives. We have been all designed to have these aspirations and met. But not only that, the ability to cause them to happen rests within us. There are certain requirements that must manifest out of us. And as it manifests out of us, the garden, that big earth that's been sit here, has everything that is required to meet the needs of that which rises out of us and cause the creation of all kinds of goods and services that make us as human beings feel like we're in heaven. These are undeniables. Everybody wants that. But we live in a system that will not permit that. And while you think that you might have a lot of support in something as beautiful as this, because you can't find anything in it more beautiful, that people will support it. But people have a tendency to get comfortable in their situations. For instance, everybody who got something, from a job to a good job to even a better job, paying all kinds of money, allowing you to do all kinds of things that other people can't do. And then all the way to the elite, millionaires, billionaires, everybody that got something would put their faith in that what they have, then put their faith in this that I share with you, that would bring that same peace that the billionaires experience with material stuff, and would bring the same comfort and joy as people who are not even aspiring all these kind of things would have. Well, they can't trust that. This that I tell you is about the Spirit of God, because it recognizes that whatever you got, you can lose. Whatever you got, in as often as you've done something to the least of these who don't have, you've done it unto the Creator Himself. So straighten it out. But you have to have a change of heart in order to do that. That's an undeniable. And your athletes that you love, that you pay all your money to go see, your entertainers that you love, that you pay all your money to go see and records to buy, and watch them in the movies, and your athletes and all these people who are being paid real good. If you try to institute this plan that I'm proposing to you, you will get opposition, great opposition from all these people. Not just from the 1%, not just from the elite, but from these people who have risen above the struggle. And that is a part of the ways of the world. That is the way it is all over the world. But the message that I come to tell you about is the side effects of that kind of those systems. The poverty, the crime, the violence, all of the stuff that's so negative. It happens as a result of the system that you've accepted. That's a given. That's an undeniable. And in order to be able to have that peace straight across the board, without all of that underlining, undercutting stuff, you got to do things the proper way. And the proper way is the way that utilizes all of the resources for the common good of the totality of existence. Now, these are some undeniables. But the mafia knows that the systems are crooked. That's why they themselves do what they do, because they feel they're justified in knowing what's going on and not submitting to it and willing to put their lives on the line to make sure that they don't get screwed willingly. And so the mafia, they have doing pretty good. They won't like, and they're not willing to take a risk on what we're saying. And so it all boils down to this. They are not people who can survive or who believe they can survive this way that they're going will not be willing to risk giving that up to help bring the suffering and an end to the poverty in the country. They will not be willing to do that, not to that extent. So the question becomes, what are those of us willing to do to rise up without their support? Well, first of all, we got to have a change of heart. We got to understand the truth. And once we understand the truth will set us free, and we will be empowered enough to stand. And truth standing up will always win over a lie, but truth has got to stand. So I'm asking all of you who are of the truth, who you're not alone. You're welcome to come together and stand together as empowerment. Empowerment that you will resist anything that robs you of your Father. That's what you would do in your own personal household. If somebody left an inheritance to all of you guys, and some members came together with other members to exploit the estate, and some receiving more than others just because of some agreement that they make, you wouldn't like it. And that's the way it is when God has fixed everything the way it is, for the being the way it is, and it's for all of us to. And we have to know that. And so I know that, and I have been given the mission to share that with you. So you who are being denied can stand up and resist all this denying, cause those who are screwing you to stop. And when you stand up, and what your commitment is to your standing up can perhaps have an impact on the way others respond to it. But you got to get up. These are undeniables. Now, as spokesman and advocate of basic human rights, this earth is ours, and we belong to one another, and we all belong to God. And we are not here to do things the way we've been doing them in the past, competing, struggling, lying and cheating and stealing, trying to get ahead. We're not supposed to be doing things like that. We're supposed to be cooperating. And we should be cooperating under those terms and under those things that I've been mentioning to you. Peace and prosperity and joy for every last one of us. Every last one of us want it. Education, health care, and careers of choice, every last one of us desire it. Not only that, we have the capabilities to meet whatever the challenge might be, for it has been designed in us to be able to do that, so that we can exercise those gifts and talents out within the forces that we call nature, and manifest from it all goods and services that we might even imagine, for the Creator has designed it to be so. And yet we recognize that these things don't happen because we are not taking those particular kinds of actions. So this ministry is to call us, all of us, to act in a way that produces life where we actually become one with the universe. We there to dream, and the universe there to meet our needs. All we have to do is act. We got the dream. The reality is out there. The only thing that's missing is action. So I'm calling on all those rich people. I know how you have been affected by your money. You know the whole world has been wanting that same money that you got, so they live like you live. But you know, based upon how you got yours, you'll do everything in your power to make sure that you get more of it, even if it means others will get less of it. You want to make sure you got your cut. Why? Because we all want our cut. We all want to be protected. Now, going at it the way we do, we would never achieve that. So if we want to achieve that, we must change the way we do it. And it is as easy as we